Good morning, my little bumblebees and flower petals. It's Sako to me. If we haven't met, I am a comic illustrator based out of the Northern Virginia area, but I also belly dance and I'm also a musician and I do a lot of stuff. I also write. And so I am dedicating this channel for the time being as an AuthorTube channel. And I guess if I'm going to do AuthorTube, I should actually make videos, right? So I'm going to smoke my cigarette and I'm going to drink my coffee and I'm going to answer some questions about my writing ritual. Hey, I got that right. When do you write? Pretty much anywhere I can, anytime I can. I use Google Drive, right? So I can write on my phone, I can write on the train, I can write on long car rides, write pretty much anywhere. Pretty much anywhere that I have my phone, anywhere that I have my laptop, anywhere that yeah, yeah. I, I write a lot, all the time. Or I write little bits all the time so that it actually amounts to a lot of stuff. How do you seclude yourself from the outside world? The same way I do it with art, which means I don't really know. I just do it. Once I get into a groove, I just kind of zone in and everything around me kind of ceases to exist. How do you review your writing from the previous day? I read the last paragraph. I try not to edit it because editing comes later, and sometimes I'll add a few words in the second read through. But yeah, I read the last paragraph and that's it. What song is your go-to when you feel uninspired? I have a playlist of like Cryo Chamber and a bunch of like industrial electronica type stuff without words that I use for Hope's Chest. For Decima's thing, oh, I have more than one book. Whoa. For Decima's book, I was listening to a lot of Wardruna and Hai Lung. Yeah, it totally depends on what it is that I am writing. What do you do when you find yourself suffering from writer's block? I don't actually believe in writer's block. I'm kind of in the school of Neil Gaiman in that regard. Check out my mug. Isn't it cute? Yeah. I have like a special thing for little twin stars. Yeah, so whenever I kind of get stuck and I don't know where to take a character or take an arc or something like that, I will bounce ideas off of my mom, who is like, she writes constantly. She does not write with structure, she just RPs with herself, she just writes thousands and thousands and thousands of words in a sitting. So she laughs at me when I say I want to do NaNoWriMo 50,000 words in a month. And she's like, I do 50,000 words in a day. Like, yeah, I like to bounce ideas off of her. Sometimes I'll try to bounce off of ideas off of some other people, but sometimes long drives, because I travel a lot, and my sister lives 3 hours away. So I often visit her and some friends that are in that area. And on that drive, I have written a big chunk of my book. I have come up with the stories for a big chunk of my book by driving to and from Chesapeake. What tools do you use when you're writing? It actually depends on the stage of which I am writing, but I use Google Drive. For one, I have a folder dedicated to all things Hope's Chest. I use a Excel file or a Sheets file for tracking my word count. I use it in lieu of updating the website constantly because it likes to crash the servers, so I try not to be part of the problem. I also use an extension that acts like a bunch of post-its on a corkboard, so I can rearrange arcs, I can kind of jut things in, I can see my story in a post-it form. and edit as needed. That's pretty helpful. And sometimes I just use a freaking notebook that says NaNoWriMo on it. If I know I'm going to be stuck somewhere, like I've got a doctor's appointment or something like that, and I know I'm going to be waiting, then I will take this book and I will write by hand. I haven't done that in a while, because now I write on my phone. Pen and paper, I sometimes get back into that. What is the one thing you can't live without during a writing session? Coffee. I require coffee. Or a drink of some kind. Sometimes I'll take a snack. If I'm doing a write-in or something like that, I will actually get food, so that I can actually fuel the ideas that I am trying to put onto paper. Yeah. How do you feel yourself during a writing session? That's kind of like the same question, just worded differently. I fuel myself with coffee and food and sleep. Sleep is super important. I'll write furiously, and then I will take a nap, and I will get up and I will write furiously some more. That is a really great way for me to refuel myself. How do you know when you are done writing? Done writing. That's funny. That's funny that you ever think that you are done writing. Actually, I do not consider myself done writing officially until I write the end. And even then, I'm like, I know I have a ton of edits and stuff like that, but at least that's a stopping point for me. If you mean like after a sprint or something like that, I at least try to end the sentence. That was the writing ritual tag thing. I was not tagged, but I did it anyway. Ha 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 ha. I hope this gave you some insight on the way that I write. Yeah, you can skip this part. But if you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button. You can leave comments and stuff like that. If you ask about the eyebrows, I have trichotillomania. I pull out my hair. And they will probably be gone by next month. Probably. Okay. I'll see you guys later and catch you on the flip side.